Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
I started this. Maybe it's not right, but and I have a listener. That's the basic thing. And nothing. Nothing new there. And I call others. First of all, I want to show you this. In ServiceNow. This is ServiceNow. If I go to the home, to get to the table that we want to go through this, it's the table called em_alert. This is the table that we want to go after. What's that? In the table name we call em_alert. Emam_alert. And one more thing, I want to duplicate this. The way they give us some kind of a tool to practice and to get to through APIs. This we'll call Explorer API. Through API Explorer, this is using REST. I can point any table. Come on. If I throw REST, I can go like this and _alert. And this is the path. Whatever table name you use, that's what they substitute in here. Through API. This is how you see how you can get it. If I just run it, I say just get. You know it's not going to get everything. I think it's going to get one of them. If I say send, it's successful. And they got the sellers. In here, this alert number. In here, if I look for, what is the source? Let's see. And if I search the alert that we got, it's here. When we said get alert, this is the one that is received. And you know I was having some issues to do similar thing in either an endpoint studio or get. And what do you think? If I want to do something, get I'm sorry in post. You are not passing any kind of credentials, right, to hit the service. Just you're calling that service, right? Because I'm logged in, it knows me. It won't work. You are logging in. Therefore, it might take your credentials from the login, right? That's right. That's right. That's right. This won't work on Chrome or anywhere. Just it's worked in this app only, right? We are within application. This is how you can test your code or test how you can get some information through API. Can you see headers? What headers? We are passing parameters and here's all the headers in response. My question is, can we configure an HTTP connector in the Mule and hit this one like this? That's what I'm thinking. Can we do that? Go to Mule Anypoint Studio and drag HTTP request component HTTP request. HTTP request. Remove this. Keep the listener. Keep the listener and configure the request also. Logger before logger, drag the HTTP request. Drag that one. Anywhere, put it. Then in the configuration, click on the place button. And in the host, go there. Copy the host name. The host name is supposed to be this. Not that one. Not that one. Go up here. Up. Scroll up. Just scroll. Scroll up. Scroll up. Scroll up. HTTPS where? That is the host name. No. Fat copy up to come. Copy that. Host will be there. Host over here. HTTP. Change protocol each. Now port is not required. And in the base path, go show me the path again. Copy API, only API. Only this. Only punt. Slash API right. Like this. Yes. Right. I'm down. That's all we need. That's all. And in the path, right? Down in the path. You need to copy the rest of other path. After API, there's some other path, right? All the way. Up to that one. And slash here. Put slash. The beginning. Now click on the query parameters tab over here. Again click on the query parameter tab. Down you can see. Click on that and you need to add 2 query parameters. Press 1 and go. Go to your REST API Explorer platform. There are two query parameters passed. Only one query parameter. Sysparameter. Copy that one. And go to any point studio and instead of key, add that one. Add that inside the double quotes instead of key. Remove the key and put that one. And instead of value, put one. And second, that is not required. Click on that record and press the cross button. That's one. Click on that record and press that button. Now save it. The logger just will print the payload. What payload coming from the? That's good. Now run it. We didn't provide the credentials. Let's see. I'm not sure. Let's see what's written. Just I want to see the error. Yes, we need to pass the credentials, but I need to know what kind of authentication. You have to run it on Postman or need a local host. Whatever configure that you listen to. Right. Oh, you're right. Local host and what support? You can't figure if the listener. I think 3000 check. Click on that on the parties alerts and just to see the port. 88.1. Flash alerts. Press localhost /8. 81. We put colon right. Right. /alerts. They want other things. I don't need all the things. Do I need? And the new point, and it will call this service point, right? You keep this. Remove that one. Just we call the new point. We will call service now. Just that's what we want to test. Do I remove this? Remove that. Just my plan is because the new and we'll call this service now that do I need the API or not? We will be able to remove that one. Not regret. Let's see. It's working or not? It's quite the local host. I think I was thinking yes. Is something wrong? Localhost, host and HTTP is right. Again, HTTP is the first one. Your font is too small. I'm not able to see clearly. It's actually HTTPS column. Actually, I was /localhost. We can make it bigger. I can do that. Now it's clearly visible. Now we did. I was thinking more. Maybe it's facing the authentication issue. I think. Written an error, authentication error. That's what I think. What do you see? The console. Click on the console down here. Yes, I don't click on that. No, you didn't get any request right. I could not get any response. Localhost right. Localhost 80A1 only right. But this error is not valid. You should get https localhost 80t1/alerts. Put HTTP instead of HTTPS. It did. Was that? Now we get something. Click on the body. That one. Yes, another is correct. You are not unauthorized. You need to send username password in the username password section. Here right. It is basic. It will come from any other protocol. It won't come. You are using any other protocol. We need a basic right. Basic authority. Try with basic ones and let's see. Do I need to do this? I will request. No, this is not a basic protocol. They are using different protocol. We want any other different. What you need to pass token. Client security, and we generate the token, and that token we need to pass. You need to have all these things. No, I don't. We should have a normal. I don't know what this is. Adam using HTTP connector right. Using service. Do you have to connect to service? Connector says that you're using SOAP. Then I know I don't have a SOAP and permission. I don't know. I don't know. But they say that I also read something that if you're part of the admin team, if you have an admin right, they say that you have it and you have that by default. And like you have a SOAP. But I'm thinking I have another account. Miss you. This new soft. SPC and scrub. That's and school. Some reason this not an. Let's go one more time. Click here. Talk about this one for sure. I want this. But the only thing is we need to know how this is authenticated. It's like what kind of authentication they are using. Are you sending us a password or any candidate can secret and the token? You want token? How they are? That's what we understand. All I know is that what happens is this is a table call like here, and I don't know. There's a role. There's a role called like event integration, something like that. And if there's a role in service now called event integration, if you are a member of the role, if you have an onion rights for that role, you could do anything in this table, like events or anything. Anything has to do with events. You know you'll be good. And you know what I want to write to. When I write to what I use other systems like API to connect to your API, I use the REST and they only give me the user ID and password. Everything I use, like they create a service account that has it, can create an event. And I'm going to now change the system. But I want to see if this is able to come to SolarWinds. The database. SolarWinds it is. Now you need to connect to ServiceNow. But I haven't tested here. I haven't tested that we can connect to through. If it is not working, even we can connect to the connector, right? Service connector. What's the problem? I think we don't have any problem with the SEEP API. Was super rusty. The only problem is that I do. Right now. I don't know. Right now. The access I have is ServiceNow is through. I think it's to use the Rust API. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I need additional. We'll test it. We can test that. We can test that. Now this will deploy. I want to try one more time and post them on. Same thing. Let's go here. And alright. You were saying if we do here. If you use the connector right. Just wanted to see the connector, how it is connecting. But the connector has a lot of configurations. Acha, I get this asking for. You don't have this configuration details, right? Actually, I put it in. Just right here. We have our latest version. We have a new version, but it's not listed here. I'm going to pick an. We are asked right now. When I test it, this is going to tell me I don't have a SOAP access. The connector is SOAP. You see that? Yes, yes. You don't have SOAP access to any tables. Are you missing the SOAP role on this account? If you don't have SOAP access to any tables, you are missing the SOAP role on this account. That's, I think, because we prefer REST API. And that's why I think I don't have SOAP. Does this mean this connector only uses SOAP? Is that true? This connector only uses SOAP. That either I get the access, so I don't know if the team will allow that. But, and I like the earlier method that we have, where we have our request right. If user requests, we can use a get Get all this and events. The only thing is we need to understand how the SOAP console is connecting. The REST API console you showed me right. That is connecting to ServiceNow. Go to the REST API console and see what authentication protocol they are using to connect to. Come over here and request. Show me the request. X user. Some token based. Red. X user token. We do one thing. Go to your MuleSoft. Remove that. This one invoke component service. Remove that. Delete that. What is the request component? Request component. Click on that and click on the headers. And click on the place. Go to your REST API console. Copy this one X user token. that string. Paste in place of key. And copy the value of that token. Paste in place of value. Now save it and try again. Make sure it is deployed. That's good. Confirm with this. Start it. No, it also won't work. It is for sorry CSAF attacks. It deployed. But again, when we send, we don't need to send this, right? That is not required. Even that send, that is not an issue. But you do no authentication. Put no authentication. Because we're not concentrating this, our million point, right? It's a different token. That is, the token is for different. Every time issues come on, it's using a new token. We need to add something like the JSessions ID in the cookie to get the session ID. Add that JSession. Go to your to your API console. If this was like weekdays, like there's a couple guys I can ask. There's a guy who sends events from Mule to service. Now, and we can ask him how he authenticates. I'll find out more about authentication and how this guy does it. What can we do? The SOAR database. You are able to come to SOAR database and get the records from the database. Just check once. Go to that part. We can go that part, but I am able to do it through my SQL Studio. But I haven't done it in MuleSoft. That's quite easy. You have all the things in your hand, like a host name, port, username, and password. That's right. Then configure the database component. Should I remove one of these? Request is not a great request. We will try after your guy confirmed what kind of authentication using that request. And configure select database. You have select the component right. Drag it and put it down here. It is what database it is. SQL Server. SQL Server. Select. There is SQL Server in the connection. There. MySQL. Microsoft SQL Server. Correct. Then configure the driver. Config. Click on the configure. And use recommended adequate libraries. The first button. Which one? Add recommended libraries. Click on that. Then your host name of that database. Remember that big string. What's that? You remember the entire string. That's a server name. That's a server name. Actually, what I could do is this. I don't know instance name. What's the instance name? Instance name. Do you have any instance name given by your team? I think I know. And I'm trying to log into the database, we can see. And as you will. And I'm on the system. What I'm going to do is going to create SQL. This is the database. This is the one I think we're going to go after. It's called SolarWinds Orion. I think 1433 is the SQL port. I don't know here, but we'll see here. I think the SQL port. Like it's 1433. I'm not seeing the port number. There's a default SQL, default MySQL port. Just check it one more. I think it was something like a 1433. It's pretty. I can use my account. Oh, I have another account. But let's use mine right now. You create one. Database name. What's different between the instance name and database name? Database name where you have tables stored. That is kind of schema name. This is the server. This is the database name. What's the instance? Instance server. Instance is MySQL server. I think that is server name. Not no. Let's try this. Let's try this. Breakfast. Could not obtain a connection from data source. Look at the details. What's that? That's a lot of stuff. Did not obtain connection data source. Log and fill for user. Which other one? A question. What's the instance? What's the instance? Database name. As a. That's instant. And what was I think about the domain? If you Google out, how can get the instance name for MySQL server? I'm getting some links. You need to see to get the instance name. Instance name. The name instance identified by network name of computer press. Default instance name is MySQL server. Default instance name is MySQL server. Should I do that? MySQL server. MySQL. All in. MySQL. In capital letters. Correct. True user. You use the name true. Sometimes I don't know if I need to include the domain. But different ways. That's the name. This name matches that name. Do you want to end solar? T. I see the properties. Very good, very good. I've been properties. The name. That's the name. I have to use a domain name. But what's the instance name? I think you're right. It's MSQL Server. Oh, what's wrong with doing? Everything is right. Should correct. There is some. What's error it's getting? Let 1 second, we'll try it. What is that? I want to see the error again. Fairview. Fairview. And see the details. What's the same one? I was seeing that. Connection for you. Not open connection. Login with user. Fairview. Add a. That is the user Fairview / Adam one. I try without the domain, but still same. Database name. While you're connecting to SQL Server, that one, UI. I'll show you. I'll show you. This is a Visual Studio Semicom. Semicom and I'm logged in fine. I'm going to disconnect. I'm going to say server type. Micro database engine. Authentication. It's Windows authentication. You're going to Windows authentication body. Not that one. You can discuss the authentication of login with this one. This is server name. I don't know if I need to do this. Or do I need to do all the domain? 08. I think I need to be. One set. What I will do is, I have another I can't use. Let's see. to this. This account is called one second. One sec. Create database. Account for the test might be called. Let's try this one. We call it. And the database. I will call it. Foo. To fish. Now I'm logged in through the same credentials you're using. No, actually different credentials. This one we call it. And the one database and it's called SVC. Right? When database and it's called SVC. And this one we call it this. This. It's a connection point, just one verify. What's that commission? It will come then. We can able to control here that we need to check the service now and that was on. We will able to come to SolarWinds end. We need to focus on service now and to conduct and send the information. You can develop APIs. You can design RAML. That stuff we can do. If you make sure that you know both are working, you can design this one. My next step is to find out either through a request or through a connector. We can get to that table. Alright. I want to see the architecture. You showed me right. Just show me 1 second. What did I put down? Soft note to think. And scope here. Let's go here. What's your favorite? You see me. This is the data flow. It will be different how we architect it. Right now, how data works is that SolarWind will send a trap to ServiceNow. ServiceNow will convert that trap into JSON. The trap had other IDN and JSON, and ServiceNow has the same alert ID. All the trouble is NMB format is going to change it to a JSON format. That's all. But the content will be the same. When this alert is closed in ServiceNow, we want a Mule to get the one that's closed. Alert that closed and goes back to ServiceNow database and include that alert based on the other ID. For this, MuleSoft need to have kind of scheduler for the intervals. It will fetch all the alerts from the ServiceNow and send them to SolarWinds to close the alert site. My question is that, and one day, you show me a way that Mule knows the last alert was created or last record in the table. Lost the alert one, right? It might be that's, I don't know. You know the best this area. But, and instead of querying every time, might be knows. You can tell. If query callers will get all the callers. Instead of that, we need to get the latest alerts. That's right. Good. I think that's really funny. Could be more efficient way of doing it. I totally agree. And based on the other idea, we'll clear it and boom, it's good. I'll get that and sick. What do you call the? Either if we use the console, we prefer to use a connector or we prefer to use a request. The question is good actually. The state is good, but it's not possible. Then we can use connect also. Alright. Then I think that's easy for us as well, in from our side. And requester will use the rest, right? Let's say back. Yes. We do have a. We prefer REST and method, but I'll find out and make sure that these accounts I have access. I'll test it through a postman first. Make sure that's working. Then I'll create a them on love to meet with you. Maybe tomorrow. The Sunday and every nobody's working. I'm thinking that instead of meeting tomorrow, we can meet on Tuesday. Alright. I think that will work. And are you familiar with the Azure DevOps? Nope. Sit stuff. I'm only with the Jenkins. I have very minimal experience in Adam DevOps. Good thing is that there's many. I'll quickly not grab because I already have experience, right? Then, and I will call. I'll watch all the video. I think he has a fall. He has the steps that we can follow step by step. That thing was going to help. I'll share with you. It's very learning opportunity to me also. Honest, my friend, it's one is we know how all these things work. All these steps connect together. This will be a real, I cannot believe I cannot imagine how valuable you will be and to see the whole thing work. Alright, buddy. Thank you very much. I hope you feel better. I'll connect with you on Tuesday. Alright then. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.